Sunday, but you know what? There's no construction, and there's no jackhammering, there's no dump trucks, so let's do this outside. Guys, it's a beautiful day. I know this is a very impromptu live that I'm doing, and I'm doing it out here, but something hit me last night, late last night. I was watching some of the highlights of some of the fights, and I was thinking about what makes one fighter, or what makes one person of equal ability, or of equal, say of equal abilities, of equal education. Hey, what's going on, Q? What makes one succeed and one fail, so to speak? Well, one win and one lose when it comes to athletic competition. And I think that one of the things I was thinking about is a quality that we don't really talk a lot about, which is belief and believing in oneself. And so the way I define that is, especially in the context of, say, let's take it outside of the context of physical fitness or competition. Let's take it to, say, let's say a person is, two people or a group of people are interviewing for a job, and they're all relatively qualified. They're all similarly qualified and similarly experienced. And what makes one get the kettlebell training? I love kettlebell training, Trev. Absolutely love it. Yeah, just be very careful with kettlebells. And also, the other thing about kettlebells, just make sure that you realize that a kettlebell is a tool like any other tool, and it's not like a magic potion. So the kettlebell aficionados come out and they say stuff like, it will change your life using kettlebells. And it will, but remember that it's another tool in the toolbox. But I do love kettlebells, quite honestly. So anyway, back to our candidates for a job, say, or like contenders for a fight. The individual that has a self-belief, and one belief only that comes through, say it comes through training, preparedness, not believing in a sense of like you're just going to brag to kind of try and convince yourself that you're the end all, but oh, it's my pleasure. Yeah, really my pleasure, and thank you for your support. So again, it's not like what you see like on WWE, where someone or like the people before a big sporting event or a fight where they're and it's like, okay, great, we've heard it and seen it all, but it's almost like a form of like you're kind of almost relaxed in a sense, and so things start to slow down and you start to see the big picture, and you're able to digest information, you're able to absorb questions and have enough critical thinking skills that are developed through training to answer the questions in a manner that would really resonate with whomever is interviewing you. And so again, last night, in terms of the main fight, which was John Jones returning against Cyril Gane. So, hey Joe, how long do you train for each day and rest? 45, and sometimes push too hard. Well, I know the feeling about pushing too hard. I think you can probably, depending on your training age, depending on your injury history, depending on how trained you are, and how well your body and mind could handle certain training loads, you can probably get a good workout. 45 minutes is 45 minutes of work is legit, really. For me, what happens is that, okay, so let's take today. Today I went boxing to the 10 o'clock boxing class. So I got there at about 9:15, did some warm-ups, some push-ups, some kind of crawls, dynamic stretching, walkouts, things like that. 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock was a pretty difficult class, which also included lots of conditioning and lots and lots of boxing technique. My favorite watch, Breitling, without question. That's my favorite. And then afterwards I stayed for some extra credit. So today's workout was probably in, say, 3 phases. I probably worked out for about 2.5 hours today. But it was manageable 2.5 hours because a lot of it was learning. So a lot of it wasn't high intensity breathing. But yeah, 45 minutes. Listen to your body, no matter what anyone tells you, myself included. If you're not feeling it, if you feel a little nicked up, if you feel a little run down, pay attention to your mood too. Pay attention to certain things that, I don't know, that kind of annoy you, that normally don't, like just little things. Like that's an indicator of being overtrained as well, or being in need of a rest, or a sort of a recovery or a rest day. Sleep is a must as well. Yeah, absolutely, Red. I couldn't agree with you more. And so, like, if little things are bothering you, if little things are bugging you, don't, like, okay, maybe it's time to back off a bit. Qigong sound time. Yeah, I don't really know much about that sort of internal martial arts practice, but there's certain things that I do that I guess could be construed as like an internal martial art, like a Tai Chi kind of a thing, which I kind of put myself in a meditative state, by doing certain movements and certain things. Greetings from Hungary. Hey, what's going on? I can't wait to come to Hungary. Man, I can't wait to go on my world tour one of these days. Anyway, getting back to this fight last night. So both fighters similarly built. John Jones obviously is a legend in the sport. Cyril Gane is an up-and-coming fighter. Everybody had high hopes for him. He was going to dethrone the champion. But you kind of saw it in the pre-fight interviews leading up to it, and then you saw it in the fight, that tentativeness, that I'm going to say that all the right things, but it's almost like he was, Cyril Gane, this is, the underdog, trying to convince himself that he belongs there, that he's going to do what he says and says what he's going to do. Whereas John Jones was just like, this is another day at the office for me. Like, I've trained, I've prepared, I've bled in training so I don't have to bleed in the fight, so to speak. And you can apply that to just about anything in life. And you can apply it to career, you can apply it to relationships as well. The ability to not panic, and not say the wrong thing, not say something that's dumb, not kind of tell a little fib that you can actually, be found out about. None of those things are going to help you in any way in the long run. And so it's really having that innate belief in yourself, but that belief that comes through putting the work in, putting the time in, and the other qualities that we talked about in my last live when we were talking about discipline and mental toughness, mental acuity, inspiration, things of that nature. All those things are interconnected, and all those things work together to create those positive changes that we're looking to make in our life. And I'm speaking from experience because I'm looking to do the same thing too. I don't have all the answers. This is a great journey that I'm on and that I'm hoping to share with you guys. One of the most important things for me is to keep learning and to keep evolving. And that's the beautiful thing about life and about physical fitness and everything, really, relationships, work, just about everything in life. And it's the challenge. It's the challenge that if you have that belief, to me, this is how I feel about it. Like, if you have that belief in yourself, if you put in the time and put in the effort. Birmingham, whoa, hey, Birmingham, Black Sabbath, right? Black Sabbath's from Birmingham. Yeah, woo. Then you'll look forward to challenges. You won't default to the things you're good at. And I'm doing really well. Morocco, oh man, the promised land, Morocco. I'd love to go there. But again, it's like, let's take it from a physical fitness standpoint. You wake up and you're like, okay, today is the day I'm going to get out there. I'm going to do pull-ups. I'm going to do dips. I'm going to do my inertia wave ring pull-ups and all this. And you get down there and you start doing pull-ups and you're like, I'm not that good at pull-ups. Let's just do push-ups again. And that's an indication that you don't believe in yourself, and because you haven't put that work in. You haven't become skilled, you haven't become confident in your abilities to be able to say, okay, I'm going to put my ego aside, I'm going to put my feelings aside, and I'm going to get better at pull-ups, and I'm going to do pull-ups. I'm going to go outside and do pull-ups, which is what I love doing because I like putting myself out there, figuratively and, and literally, because I just find that it's better that way, that I'm outside, that I'm in the public doing these things. And that's then when I start to succeed or when I start to achieve my objectives, I get to a point where I'm able to enjoy it that much more. But yeah, you'll look forward to those challenges. You look forward to when you're applying for a job and the prospective boss says, hey, or employer says, okay, so our company's not doing that great. These are the areas of opportunity. And you're thinking in your head, wow, I'm up to that challenge. And you communicate that to them through your belief in yourself. That's what people want to see and hear. They want that upside, I believe. They want someone who's versatile and who has upside. Experience counts for a lot, and I think that they, you do want experience as well. Switzerland, whoa, great tips and keep evolving. Thanks for letting us be part of it since last year. It's my pleasure. Thank you for your support. Switzerland has been described to me as high definition, deep in the heart of Texas. Woo! Oh, I love Texas. Texas is great. The high definition, that's what Switzerland, whenever I see things set in Switzerland, it's like it's so vibrant and beautiful there. Man, I went to Switzerland by accident once, or didn't really visit Switzerland, but I was driving to my boss and I, this is more than 30 years ago, we were driving to the airport in Milan to fly back to the US, and we missed the exit. It was really foggy, and we ended up going to Switzerland and having to turn around and come back. We made our flight because it was delayed because of the fog, but yeah, I can't wait to get back out and travel. Things are a little, money's a little tight right now, but I'll be back there soon. This is Central Park and I. So, guys, really getting back to the quality of belief. Put in the time, put in the effort, put in the work, do the things that are necessary to get you to the next step. And even that, if that means taking not so much a step back, but more of a lateral step in a sense. The analogy I'll use is like climbing a mountain, right? Like you're going up and your objective is get to the summit, right? But you get sort of 3/4 of the way up and you're like, wait a minute, I need to kind of come down and go laterally in order for me to make another ascent closer to the peak. And it's not a setback. It's really, you have to keep the big picture and the big objective in mind. Whether that's to lose weight, to gain weight, to get stronger, to get a better job, to enter into a relationship that's beneficial for you and for whomever you enter into that relationship with. It's not easy, but it's fun. And if you accept it as a challenge and you break it down into bite-sized pieces there, then you're going to succeed. London, what do you do when you're not working out? What do I do when I'm not working out? I train people. I listen to music. Whoa! Sorry, guys. I listen to music. I love music. I read. There's lots of things I do. I cook, I make dinner, but again, it's really something that consumes me. It's really what I love, and it's really part of me. It really, working out, physical fitness, I think about it a lot. I think about how to improve myself. I also think about how to communicate to all of you guys how things have worked for me and how hopefully they can work for you as well in terms of self-improvement. And that's what we're all looking for, whether it be health, physical fitness. Hi Joe, West Virginia, I need to lose 55 pounds, thinking about eating 1 cup of ground nuts and 1 banana and 3 hard-boiled eggs. Okay, 55 pounds. Again, I don't know anything about like your exercise history, your health, whether you're healthy enough for exercise. Nuts may not be the best course of action. Lots and lots of calories, very high in calories. A cup of nuts could be anywhere from 500 to 1,000 calories, depending on the nuts. The eggs I really like. Try and eat eggs. Try and eat lean protein. Increase your hydration. Try and get out and walk a little bit. Try and move your body through space. Before you know it, you'll start to make tiny little changes. You might not notice these changes at first, but the people around you will start to notice these changes. But nuts I would kind of not eat on a regular basis. It's too easy to eat more than you say you're going to with nuts, and they are super high in calories. Really high in, not bad for you, but in the context of losing weight, you've got to be careful with things like nuts. 3 hard-boiled eggs, great. 3 eggs are going to be 180 calories, right? If they're hard-boiled eggs, that's nothing, right? And they're satiating because they're protein, they're good fats. There's lots and lots of nutrients in eggs. Get yourself some raw carrots, not the little baby ones, the real ones. Snack on those. Snack on hard-boiled eggs are terrific. Chicken is excellent. Ground beef is excellent. Eat those foods because they'll help you keep full and you'll feel full longer. If you're going to do any fruits or any things, I would stick to things like berries in all the forms. Berries are really good. They're filling and they're not super high in calories. Plus, you get filled up on those things. So best of luck to you with that, with your journey on losing weight. Believe me, it's once you start, once you're in, right? So keep up the good work. And yeah, West Virginia, man. One of these days I'll get down there as well. So again, guys, believe in yourself. Don't be delusional. Don't just brag for the sake of bragging. Don't try and convince yourself that you're, you know what I'm saying, that you're, through bragging that you're beyond where you are. Do be careful with what you're thinking, what you're speaking, and who you're surrounding yourself with, because you don't want to fall into a trap where you're around with people who are going to enable you and are going to try and drag you down and get you knocked off your objective and your goals to better yourself. So, and I know that's tough to hear, but it's not. But it's believe me, I'm speaking from experience. Once again, don't default to the easy. Don't default to doing push-ups when you should be doing pull-ups, right? Don't default to taking a back seat when you should be taking that step and challenging yourself more and more. So don't fall into that place where it's easy to hang out with the people that kind of enable you in a sense and keep you from your goals. It's not that I'm saying that you should cut people out of your life, but don't rely on those people. They want to drag you down to their level, and that's where you are. Like, you don't need that, right? You want to take it to the next level. So there's just my thoughts on belief. Oh, and by the way, coming up tomorrow is Monday here in New York City. We are going to be doing, I'm going to make a short, and I'll post it later on a challenge that I'm looking to do. I thought about it today in boxing, because we were doing a ton of planks during the conditioning phase of our boxing today. And so what I'm going to do is re-challenge myself to do a workout that's called, it's more of a challenge, it's called Death by Push-Ups, and it was first popularized to me by a guy called Stu Smith. Carrots and fruit, yeah. Ground nuts, be careful, yeah. 6 hours and says 0 calories. Dude, there's so many calories in nuts, it's not to be believed. There's a ton of calories. Go look at the back of a pistachio nuts thing in Trader Joe's, right? 10, 12, 15 servings, each serving 170 calories. You can eat the whole bag in 5 minutes. Like 5 minutes, and that's 11, 12, 1,500 calories. So there are tons of calories in nuts. Don't listen to no. Stick to the carrots, stick to lean protein, stick to one ingredient, whole foods. Be careful with the nuts. I'm not saying don't eat them at all, but be strategic with your nuts. So anyway, getting back to the challenge, Stu Smith, who was a really great guy, former Navy SEAL, and now he mentors and trains a lot of prospective Navy SEALs and things lose weight in the hips. Med, if you want to lose weight in your hips, it's really, there's no way of spot reducing. From what I'm gathering, you're losing weight everywhere else, and the hips are the last place that you're losing weight. Probably the first place you gain weight. That's unfortunate, but it's a fact of life. Just stay on the path. Stay on the path of exercise, good diet, be in a slight calorie deficit, keep your hydration up, keep your sleep and your stress levels down, keep your sleep consistent, and you'll start to lose weight in your hips. But it's a gradual process. You'll lose weight everywhere else, and then you'll start to notice it in your hips. Anyway, the challenge is as follows. You do a plank for a minute, and then you do 10 push-ups. You do another plank for a minute. Every minute on the minute, you're doing 10 push-ups, and then you go back into a plank. Now, the standard is 10 minutes. So what that is it's 10 minutes of planking plus 100 push-ups. I'll make a video where I'll demonstrate my push-up and my plank form, and then hopefully I will be going live tomorrow to see if I could meet the 10-minute standard. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Do you do a lot of cardio? I get in a fair amount of cardio. I walk anywhere between 5 and 8 miles a day. Boxing is pretty good. Any great videos and advice? Thank you so much, Leonardo from Germany. Yeah, I do a fair amount of cardio. Yeah, so boxing is a lot of cardio, and the resultant conditioning that we do for boxing is cardio. Yeah, burpees, things like that. Yeah, cardio is very important. I would say it's even more important than lifting for me. So anyway, stay tuned. I'll make a post as to what time I'm going to go live to see if I can meet the challenge. If you guys want to join in, that would be awesome. Love all you guys. Thank you so much for joining in. Oh, it's my pleasure, Vix. Yeah, Vix is awesome. Everybody go follow Vix. Vix is a tremendous human being. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much, you guys. Love you all.